Hey Budget Squad, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you decided to click on this video to join me for another budgeting adventure. If you are new, welcome. My name is Summer and I'm currently on a financial journey to pay off all of my debt while saving money at the same time. Here on my channel, I am documenting my journey to financial freedom, and I make videos on budgeting, paying off debt, saving money, and pretty much anything money related. If that's content that you're interested in, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and definitely consider hitting that subscribe button to join me on my financial journey. I would love to have you become a part of the Budget Squad. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and joining me for another video. I truly appreciate your support. So in today's video, we are going to be creating my October budget using my September paycheck. If you are new to my channel, I do budget using the zero-based budget and with the help of the cashed envelope system. I do budget using the Budget Mom's Budget by Paycheck Workbook, and I'm currently using her individual booklets, which she has discontinued. But I really do love her booklets. I love that they're really small and portable, and I can put them in my purse. So let's go ahead and get started with today's video. So we are going to be creating my October budget. I know I am late doing this. I was sick last week. I got a cold, so I'm a little bit behind on my budget, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and do it now. So we are going to be budgeting out my September 30th paycheck, and this paycheck is going to be used to cover all of my October expenses. Here on my channel, I do budget using my real numbers. I am a teacher, so my income is public record, so I do go ahead and share that information with you guys. I do get paid monthly, so I create a monthly budget, so I only create one budget a month. If I do have other money that comes in that I have not budgeted for, I will use one of these sheets to budget out that money. That way I'm giving every dollar a job. So if you're new to budgeting, the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and list out all of your income. I do have my teacher income deposited into two separate accounts. The majority of my income goes into my checking account, and $7,327.91 was deposited. And then I have $400 go into a super summer savings account. That's a savings account that gets a little bit more interest than your typical savings account. It gets 6.5% interest. And $400 went into that account. I did get some questions about this on my last video, asking why I am budgeting out this $400 and then showing it for extra savings. I'm budgeting it out because it is actual income, and that income does go into a separate account, but I do have the ability to move it if I needed to. But I definitely want to make sure that I'm counting it as income and then budgeting it out in the correct category. That way when I close out my budget, I do know how much I was able to save for that month. And then I have other income that comes in once a month, and that's about $500 a month. $7,327.91 plus $400 plus $500. Income that I'm going to be budgeting is $8,227.91. Now that I have my income, the next thing I want to budget for are my fixed expenses. Fixed expenses are expenses that tend to stay about the same every month, and they usually have a due date. I do not go ahead and list out my due date in my workbook because I do not use this sheet to track my bills. I keep track of my bills in my monthly calendar. So I'm just going to leave that section blank. But let's go ahead and go over my fixed expenses. I have gone ahead and listed those just to save time, but I will go over that with you guys now. My mortgage is $3,937.38. My HOA, because I do live in a condo, is $475 a month. My SDG&E, which is my gas and electric, is $65.83. My cell phone is $85 a month. My internet is $60.33. I do have an Instant Ink subscription, which is $7.57 a month. USAA, which is my auto insurance, is $113.86 a month. I do have an Epidemic Sound subscription, which is $17.99 a month. I do have puppy insurance for my puppy, which is $127.26. My son does take piano lessons, and that is $110 a month. I do have an Orange Theory membership, which is $169 a month. I do have a Coomer's membership to a local winery in my area. That's $25 a month. I do invest with American Funds, $150 a month. Apple, which I believe is for my Apple Watch, is $41.58 a month. I do have a personal loan, which is $249.72 a month. I also have a Audible subscription, which is $14.95 a month. I do pay for extra storage for my cell phone, and that is $2.99 a month. I do have a WW subscription, which is $25 a month. I do have Cinch, which is a home warranty plan for my home, which is $35.99. I do have an Aura Ring, which is $5.99 a month, and then I do have a monthly car wash subscription, which is $59.75. So let's go ahead and add up those numbers. That way I get my bill total. So $3,937.38 plus $475 plus $65.83 plus $85 plus $60.33 plus $7.57 plus $113.86 plus $17.99 plus $127.26 plus $110 plus $169 plus $25 plus $150 plus $41.58 plus $249.72 plus $14.95 plus $299 plus $25 plus $35.99 plus $5.99 plus $59.75. So my bill total comes out to $5,780.19. I do use this dual calculator, so I'm going to go ahead and push this arrow down to move the numbers to the second screen. And then I'm going to go ahead and add up my numbers to make sure that they match and that my bill total is correct. And my numbers do match. The top screen does match the bottom screen. So my bill total does come out to $5,780.19. So I'm going to go ahead and put that number on my bill total line. Now that we have my bill total, let's find out how much money I'm left over with after paying all of my fixed expenses. So let's take my income total of $8,227.91 and subtract my bill total of $5,780.19. After paying all of my bills, I am left with $2,447.72. Now that we have budgeted for my fixed expenses, the next thing that we want to budget for are my variable expenses. Variable expenses are your cash envelopes, and those are expenses that tend to vary and change month to month based on what you have going on and your financial goals that you might have. So I have the following cash envelopes. I have food, gas, fun/entertainment, health/beauty, guilt-free, household, and miscellaneous. So after paying my fixed expenses, we are left with $2,447.72. Food, I'm going to budget $600. Gas is going to get its usual $300. Fun/entertainment is going to get $150. Health/beauty, it's going to get its usual $300. Guilt-free is going to get $100. Household is going to get $100, and miscellaneous is going to get $100. So now that I've budgeted out my variable expenses, let's go ahead and add up those numbers to get my envelope total. 600 plus 300 plus 150 plus 300 plus 100 plus 100 plus 100. So my envelope total comes out to $1,650. So let's see how much money I'm left over with after budgeting out my cash envelopes. So $2,447.72 minus $1,650. That means that I'm left with $797.72. For sinking funds, before we budget out my sinking funds, let's go ahead and put my leftover amount. For sinking funds, I am only going to budget for one sinking fund, and that is going to be my son's sinking fund. It's going to be his envelope. He just got his permit, so he's going to need to go to a driving school. I think the driving school is $450, so I'm gonna pay half, his dad's gonna pay half. So my portion comes out to $225, so I'm going to budget for that. So my sinking fund total comes out to $225. So now let's see how much money we are left with after budgeting for my son. That means I'm left with $572.72. So let's go ahead and turn the page. The next thing we want to do is we want to budget for extra debt. But before I budget for extra debt, I want to budget out my summer saver. I do want to keep $400 in this account. So if we subtract $400, that means we can put $172 towards extra debt, and I will put that on my School First credit card. After my sinking funds, I was left with $572.72. My extra debt total is going to come out to $172. So if I take 572.72 and subtract $172, that means I'm left with $472. For extra savings, my extra savings comes out to $400, plus I'm gonna leave a buffer in my checking account. Just gonna leave this 72 cents in my checking account. So my saving total actually comes out to $472. So if I take my leftover amount and subtract my saving total of $472, that means I'm left over with $0. So that is how I get a zero-based budget where every dollar is accounted for. So if you want to check to make sure you have a zero-based budget, what you want to do is you want to take your income total, subtract your bill total, subtract your envelope total, subtract your sinking fund total, then subtract your extra debt total, then subtract your extra saving total, and that should come out to $0. So that is how you get a zero-based budget where every dollar is accounted for. So now that I've created my budget for October, I did want to go over a couple of things. I did get some comments in my last video regarding my income. My income last month was higher because I did teach summer school, so I had my regular paycheck plus I had my summer school paycheck in that paycheck, so it was two paychecks. So that is why my paycheck was, I believe, a little over $10,000, but that is not the usual. This amount will be my new amount monthly. This year, at the beginning of the year, we haven't been able to work any extra hours. So I haven't been tutoring after school, but I think that will pick up at the beginning of the year. So my income will go up maybe $800 from tutoring, but right now this number should be pretty consistent. And then the next thing I wanted to go over was my fixed expenses. I know a lot of you guys are concerned about my fixed expenses taking up a lot of my income, and that is correct. The large majority of my income does go to my housing cost. My mortgage is $3,937.38, and then I do have an HOA, which is $475. That is more than half of my income, but you know what? I am okay with that. I do live in California, and the cost of living in California is extremely high, and I was okay with purchasing my home, and I'm okay with that monthly payment. The rest of my subscriptions, you will notice I do not have student loans. It's not a subscription. I do not have student loan payment this month. I believe my student loan should be paid off. I think that was my last payment. So I will double check that to make sure that in fact is paid off. And then I also did cancel my Peloton monthly subscription for the app, which is $44. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that canceled. It's funny that I canceled it, and now my son has been riding the Peloton a lot this month. So if he continues to want to ride it and he's using it, I will go ahead and put that $44 back into my monthly budget. But I really don't have that many other subscriptions. Going to Coomers definitely is something that I enjoy, and I will do that. I absolutely have to have a home warranty for my home. I definitely want to make sure I'm paying that $35.99 just in case something does happen. This year it has been a really good year, and I have not had a lot of things go wrong with my house. However, last year I did have a lot of things. I had to get new toilets. I had to get a new water heater. My heater had to be fixed. I had some plumbing issues. So having the home warranty did end up saving me a lot of money because I only had to pay my deductible. I am going to continue to have a car wash subscription. I do like getting my car washed and keeping it clean, and then going to the gym is an absolute must, and I love Orange Theory, so I'm going to be keeping that. So I am okay with my fixed expenses. I do feel like I am extremely blessed, and that I am able to splurge on some of these subscriptions, and that is just the choice that I am making, and I am okay with that. As far as extra debt, I will be picking up making extra debt payments because I definitely want to get my debt paid off. There has been some unexpected things that have happened this year. My dog did end up getting parvo, and that was a pretty big vet expense. And just the overall ownership of having a dog was a lot more than I expected. I did have a sinking fund to purchase her. However, to get all of her shots was very expensive. And then I just have one more thing I do need to get her fixed. I think that's going to be about $850, so I will be saving up for that. But then after that, she shouldn't cost that much money. Well, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and definitely consider hitting that subscribe button to join me on my financial journey. I would love to have you become a part of the Budget Squad. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section. I love to engage with you in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about today's video. Well, I really hope that you guys have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye. But before you go, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It definitely helps out my channel, and I truly appreciate your support.